We don't work with any funds that require personal guarantees. We only work with funds that have established professional, investment thesis, that they've been in the market. They have a reputation around, supporting their portfolios, and it creates an issue not just for the fund, but for the sort of the broader market itself around people who would be too quick to sort of enforce or be very difficult if there's sort of an event of default. So we typically see, it's sort of been our experience, that the funds have been, and my experience personally, the funds have been very, very supportive of companies that have struggled, they might have lost a major contract, something's gone wrong, there's been some sort of adverse regulatory change that no one saw coming. And in some cases, people have sort of lost 30, 40, 50% of revenue overnight. Most of the time, the lenders, firstly, they just want to see, accurate, transparent communication. Don't try and hide issues from them. If you act that way, they're always going to want to try and find a solution. And often I've seen lenders actually, first port of call is typically, okay, so what went wrong? What are you doing to fix it? What actions are you taking? Let's go through a bit of a reforecast exercise and understand what the longer term impact is. Many funds have actually provided more capital because they've seen, okay, you've had an issue here. We know that we're taking a risk, but we know that actually you just need a bit more capital to get through this. And actually you might have an opportunity to consolidate and acquire one of your competitors and end up in an even better situation. Often if things go really badly, companies are sort of having to cut costs, or they're raising additional equity. So that's why a lot of funds like to work with VC-backed companies, because it's not just the lender that has access to capital, that there's someone else on the cap table that could provide funding if required. So I think you probably just need to look at also the portfolio performance of the return performance of the major venture growth tech funds across UK and Europe. Most of them are sort of mid-teen IRRs. They haven't had a lot of, there haven't been too many, deals that have gone south. And they've really supported their portfolio. And there's a couple of funds that I work with that, I know their teams and their portfolios very well. And now actually it's sort of part of their origination, because they've got a track record of supporting their companies when things haven't gone to plan. And that means a lot to founders, and that builds a lot of loyalty, and overall it's helpful to the asset class.